Previously on Sailing Catalpa, we explore parts of Almond Land in the Northern Territory and get ourselves in a bit of a pickle coming through the hole in the wall in the Wessels Islands.
Good job, babe.
I reckon we got about 8 knots of current at the entrance of that, and I don't know because our sounder showing us as a full high tide, but I'm guessing it's the last of the run out with that much force. So I don't know what to do. We're going to have to try and just see what these tides are doing.
There was our stress for the day. Who says sailing's relaxing?
I was darting towards the side there as soon as the current got against the keel, and it just accelerated.
Yeah, that's scary.
It's like in waves now. Dirty sea. Look at that. That is just literally like a washing machine now. Find somewhere to hide, I think, and reassess the situation and settle the nerves.
So we went back away from the entrance to reassess the situation.
So we've just probably had the most scariest event happen on Catalpa, where we just really got thrown around by an 8 knot current. The gap in the wall here in the Wessels Islands is what we're trying to get through. So you usually do it on an hour turn on the top. So on the top of the tide, the ebbing tide runs west. So we got there about half an hour after the turn of the tide. The gap, which shows it now falling, of 2.2 metre tide dropping out. So we worked off this, top of the tide, we were there half an hour after, and we should have just went through nicely, but it wasn't the case. If we go up to Hopeful Bay, this is only guessing at the moment, it's still rising. So I'm thinking, so if we look at this here, it's still only halfway up, so about 1 o'clock should be our entrance time over here. So we've got a high tide ebbing out to the west. But when we were over there, we had a flood tide coming to the east. So far wrong with that and the navionics. So hopefully Hopeful Bay is the correct.
1.5 nautical miles away from the entrance. We're not going to anchor, we've decided not to. We're just going to kind of float around for a bit and wait. We've worked out, well, the tide up at the next island is 2 hours or 3 hours difference, so we're going to wait closer to that tide and try again. It can't be worse than what we just tried to go through, so we figure we should be okay. But yeah, we're just going to hang here for a little bit. Lee's going to settle his nerves before he goes back in there. I think he's a little rattled after going through the passage.
I haven't had the water coming against us that quick before in Catalpa. It's such a narrow entrance, which was the scary part. It was like that 8 knots of water. As soon as I veered away from it, pushed against the keel, and it just shot us off to the side like a bullet. Yeah, very scary.
So glad we got up at 4 o'clock this morning to get here on time.
It's just so like, I don't know, it's an eye-opener to, I thought we double-checked the tides. I usually run off what's on the head unit, which is Navionics, but then I've also got the iPad which I run off, so it was all perfect timing to this tide where we are here, but seems to be, I really don't know. I'm still startled a little bit by the tide.
Yeah, we've got no internet, so we can't Google what the tide was, but we did look at the tides anyway last night. We had internet last night.
I know it does vary a little bit up here with tides, obviously, like in the Torres Straits. You can be high tide here and go around the headland round the corner, and it can be low tide. It's so strange.
Yeah, but it wasn't a little bit out. It was like that was a run out.
I reckon the difference in the tide from the next bay up seems to make sense. So yeah.
We'll try again. We just lost half the day.
We'll be a little bit more cautious entering such a narrow inlet like that.
Oh, and thank God we didn't do it at night.
Oh, I think we would have lost Catalpa.
Yeah, it would have been a disaster.
That was very hard to control in that. We got a full length keel, so you turn 8 knots straight onto the keel like that, and it just throws you around like anything. Actually, it's not so much the spinning around, it's the darting effect to the sides in the entrance there, which was the scary part. Yeah.
But we have a pretty good captain, and he held himself together like a superhero, and
felt the ticker go a little bit funny, but yeah.
No, you did well. Not many people could have got out of that situation without panicking. So good news, second time lucky. Took us a while, but we got there.
Hindsight is a wonderful thing. We learn a lot from this experience and hope to never put ourselves in a scenario quite like this one. We have a great captain and are so thankful that the engine had no issues once we were going through the crack. I think next time we'll go round.
So it's our first night on our passage to Darwin. We're just watching the sun go down. Had a really nice sail today. Once we got going, got 15 knots of wind behind us, so we're directly downwind. Hopefully it's a pleasant sail tonight. So we've still got a fair way to go, probably over or close to 400 nautical miles, and the weather looks good. So hopefully tonight will be an easy sail. So we're just getting ready for our night sail. Bella's made our bed up here for us. Oh, I put my flannel on, love. Why don't you wait till I got my flannel on?
On our passage to Darwin, we have about 360 nautical miles to go. The wind's dropping back a little bit as the evening comes on. We've got about 10 knots behind us, not even, about 8 knots. We're just cruising along at about 6 knots, so I don't know, probably a day or a couple, 2.5 days I suppose, depending on what wind we get tomorrow. Should be a nice night, it's not too bad. Sea's behind us.
We had a good night's sail, not much wind, but very comfortable. And always happy to see the sun rise in the morning after a long night of taking turns on watch.
Oh, I think it's a shark. I think if I can get someone can help me here. See if you can get the little gaff cars. You grab that line.
Go.
Get that stick.
Oh no.
You'll go. Turn over. You'll be fine. Just didn't want to lose my finger. Got to keep your fingers away from those choppy little teeth. Better grab that rail real quick.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No more fishing. Sharky's got a poor mouth, for a while.
Well, I didn't gaff him, and we did do our best to try and save him. Oh.
So this is day 2 of our passage to Darwin. We got about 280 nautical miles to go, and we just got a shark. Hard to get off, but we let him go. Hopefully he survived. And yeah.
We're just watching the sun go down. It's our second night on this passage to Darwin. And we don't have much wind. We've had it all from the back of us until now. It's just gone beam on, so we're just hoping it picks up a little bit.
So it's day 3 on our passage to Darwin, and the captain looks awfully miserable. What's going on, Captain? We have no wind, everybody. I repeat, no wind.
But we do have the sail up now, so there's a little bit of wind and we're moving a little bit quicker. We've had just the engine running and we're all going a little coco loco. And it's hot as hell, baby, it's hot as hell! And he decides to be miserable sitting there in the hot. Bella and I prefer to do this. Darwin, we've had no wind. We've had our engine running for the last 12 hours and we're hoping, well, we put the sails up again and we're hoping the wind picks up tonight. We're about 150 nautical miles away from Darwin. 120 something nauticals away from Darwin.
Oh, 107 nautical miles, sorry. Oh no, sorry. 100, no, hold on.
We're around about 100 and something nautical miles away from Darwin. So we think maybe tomorrow night we'll get in. Depends on wind, weather, all the variables.
Oh, 132 nautical miles, I just remembered.
There we have it, 132 nautical miles away. It's very hot. Up here's nice, down in our cabin it's very hot. About all we got to say. The sun is going to go down soon for our third night at sea. And we'll see how we go. Do you think this is our last night? Are we going to arrive tomorrow?
We're gonna arrive 3 days from now.
So our ETA is tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. It's our last night on our passage to Darwin.
Beautiful afternoon.
It's my birthday in 2 days.
So flat, nice. It's gonna be a really good sleep tonight.
So it's day 4 of our passage.
We're about 5 nautical miles out of Darwin, and I am anxious, awaiting to get to bed tonight. Haven't had a good sleep the last couple of nights, so had a lot of tide against us, wind against us. We had a massive storm come through, so reefing, unreefing, no wind, heaps of wind, too much wind, no current, heaps of current. Everything that could get thrown at us got thrown at us, but we're here. We made it, and
We're not here. We got 7 nautical miles to go.
Five.
which isn't much when it's been, I think, about 450 nautical miles from go. So
Yeah, so 4 days of sailing, motoring, sailing, and we've had a pretty rough last couple of days, but it's been fine. But we're all excited to get to Darwin and anchor up so that we can have a good night's sleep.
And whose birthday is this year?
Eating breakfast with your eggs from the dark side of the bed. And I should think I shouldn't push my luck with you. And I will try again in 2 if you take the time to think it through. Maybe then I'll see that smile again. Don't bring us down like a waterfall. Just cruise along to the river's flow. If a bug bites you in a day or 2, it's gone.
We arrived into Darwin about 9 p.m. that night and were very happy to drop the anchor and have a good night's sleep. We anchored in Fenny Bay.
So we've arrived in Darwin and we've anchored up where we're going to stay. We're just about to go ashore. I think we're going to go to the Indonesian embassy if we've got time, because it's about 1 o'clock, so we've got to go find it, go get some food, and it's a special little girl's birthday tomorrow, so we gotta go shopping. And that's about all. We're pretty excited to go to land and have something to eat. That's about it.
So join us next time as we celebrate Bella's birthday and catch up with family at our last stop in Australia before we head to Indonesia.
And it all comes all thanks to you all. All thanks to y'all.